Think about it like this. Jesus came on this earth. Think about it like this. Jesus came on this earth, proclaimed to be the Messiah, made claims about being God before Abraham was. I am. The Father dwells within me. I and the Father are one. Gets thousands of people to believe, which would later turn into millions of people thousands of years later after his death. That right there is a testimony in itself. 2,000 years later. Many will have their hearts hardened if you tell them that Jesus is the way and they believe something else. But the way that Jesus comes into our lives is through him and his work. The way that he turned our lives around and the way that he turned our minds into new ones. For example, I grew up Catholic, but I'm not a Catholic anymore. I'm just a child of God. And many, they grow up a certain religion. They grow up Jewish, Muslim. But they're only Muslim because they were born into that. And I'll give you another example differently. I'm born in New York. I'm only a Knicks fan. Well, was like heavy because I was born in New York. If I was born in Philadelphia, I would be a fan of another team. And being born into the faith doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to live a life of strictly following Jesus. Because how many people have testimonies where they grew up in a church, they grew up with their father being a pastor, they grew up with that, but they still strayed away from that. But enough debating about the truth. It's time to give thanks. Within this very community of people who are saved, people who know that Christ is real, people who are seeking the kingdom of God daily, there is so much debate and honestly pointless arguments where it's dividing the community. We're living in an age of information, widespread, as it was prophesied in the Bible. Satan couldn't stop it. So, of course, he's going to try to divide us and try to keep us in these little holes, not doing God's will.